For the last few weeks, I've done everything wrong that I tell my patients never to do. I've been eating like crap, like literally more stress than I've had for months. And I haven't worked out like I normally do. So what's going on? Honestly, you can see that sign right there. I'm getting married by the end of this week and I'm super pumped. I love my fiance and my future wife. If you've ever lived through the lead up to a wedding, you know that it throws everything off the rails. And by the way, I work with her too as well, full time together, building this clinic. And so talk about additional stress with the wedding. By every rule that I teach, I should be walking around with more body fat than last month. But a few days ago, I sat down and looked at my weekly body fat analysis results because I check it every single week. And the numbers, when I actually sat down and looked at it, they didn't change. The reason why comes down to what's been running in the background while my body has gone through this entire miserable stretch. I'm Dr. Jones, DC, and I lead the nationwide coaching side of our medical weight loss practice. Thousands of patients working alongside with our medical team support. And I'm not an armchair specialist here. I hit 300 pounds myself at 16, and I spent most of my 20s fighting to take it off and scared to death that it would come back. So the fear of regaining everything the moment that life gets hard, I've lived that. And truthfully, I never stopped thinking about it entirely. So, and that one detail that I should probably add because it's relevant. So if you've ever tried planning a wedding with the same person that you build a business with, you know it adds a very special kind of stress to the week and to the month. The good kind, mostly. So this is the whole point. Every single thing about these last few weeks should have shown up through my body fat tests. So here's what the results actually showed. My body fat, it didn't go up. As you can see here, after weeks of doing this completely wrong, it held. Not some dramatic transformation, not before and after. It just held steady through the exact kind of stretch that for most of my life would have put on real weight, real body fat. Either I would have gained weight on the scale or I would have lost muscle and put on fat and stayed the same on the scale. Either way, they both suck. The kind that I'd be spending months chasing back off. I want you to sit with how strange that should be. And this is the same body that in my 20s could gain weight from a single bad weekend. Same guy. But the thing that changed isn't my discipline this last month, right? My discipline was nowhere to be found. Something else was doing the work in the background. So the obvious question, this one that I was pondering, half in a tux fitting, why didn't the bad month show up on my results? Before you answer that with, well, the drug just canceled it out. No, that's not how any of this works. No medication can erase a horrible month. Retatrutide didn't throw a force field around my fat cells, although it kind of feels like it almost. What really happened is more specific than that. And once you see it, you'll understand exactly why it held for me. And it's what would have to be true for it to ever hold for you as well. Now, real quick, because I know some of you are here for one specific reason, that fear that the first bad month, the first vacation, the first stressful stretch is gonna undo months of work. And that's the exact thing keeping you up. Just so you know, we offer free discovery calls where you can speak with our patient educators. They can look at your specific situation and help you figure out what it looks like to work towards lasting weight loss. You can text number on the screen or check out the link in the description if you want to explore that. But first, let me show you why my results held, because this is the part that changes how you see your own body. So to explain what happened, I need to give you the most simple possible version of how your body decides minute to minute whether to store fat or whether to burn it. So picture your stored fat like a car with two pedals, a gas pedal that releases fat to be burned and a brake that locks it in place and keeps it stored. Now the brake is insulin. When insulin levels are high, your fat cell doors, they're shut. Your body has a hard time getting to your stored fat to burn it up. It's in this more fat storage mode. And here's the cruel part of a stressful week. Stress raises hormones, specifically cortisol. Cortisol pushes up your blood sugar, and that blood sugar tends to push up insulin too as well. So stress all on its own before you've eaten a single thing is standing on the brake. And eating like crap at the same time, you're pressing it harder. That's the whole reason that a bad week used to wreck me. The brake was on, my fat was locked away, and every extra calorie had only one place to go, fat storage. So what's different this time? The gas pedal never let up. There's a hormone that's basically insulin's opposite. It's called glucagon, and glucagon does the opposite job. It drives lipolysis, which just means your body breaking down and releasing stored fat effectively for fuel. That's the side of things that I call the glucagon effect, the signal that keeps mobilizing your body fat. And that often includes the fat that you care about the most, the deep belly fat around your organs, and the fat that's packed into your liver. Now, Retatrutide leans on that glucagon signal hard. So even while my stress had a foot on the brake all week and all month, the glucagon gas pedal stayed pressed the entire time. My body kept releasing and burning fat in the background. Not because the drug erased my bad month, but because it kept the fat burning engine running straight through it. And this is the piece that I really need you to get, because it's the whole thing. The drug did not shut off my bad month. My cortisol levels are up. My My insulin levels were higher. The brake was absolutely on. It just kept the gas pedal pressed at the same time and kind of countered it. Both pedals down at once. And for this month, my fat burning, it was successful enough to keep me at a baseline. I didn't gain fat, like I said. There's a name for a body that can pull that off, that keeps burning fat even when the conditions are screaming at it to stop. It's called metabolic flexibility. It's your body's ability to switch back and forth between burning sugar and burning fat without skipping a beat. A metabolically flexible body doesn't panic when a meal is late or there's more carbohydrates in your meal or a bad weekend happens. It just rolls over to burning fat and it keeps moving. Now that flexibility is what truly held my results in place. Not willpower. Mine was on vacation for this past month, if you will, stressed out, a body that stayed in fat burning mode even when I gave it a reason not to. So here's a gut check before we go on. If a friend asked you right now why a stressful off-plan week didn't put fat on my body, could you explain what it is? The answer in one sentence. Now, the bad month, it didn't get canceled. The fat burning gas pedal just stayed pressed the whole time that the brake was on. And the one thing I have to clear up, because somebody's about to ask the question, I'm not running a high dose to make this happen. Just the opposite. In my experience, Retatrutide puts the kind of demand on the body that fasting does. And so I run the lowest effective dose that gives me the effect, the sweet spot when it comes to my food chatter. That's why I manage my weight with a microdose. More is not better here. The lowest effective dose is what keeps this sustainable instead of something that wears you down. Now, before you screenshot my scan results and you send it to the group chat as proof that this will work for you, I've got to stop you now because I already know the exact comments that are coming. And honestly, it's a fair one. Okay, the comment is you're going to say, Dr. Jones, okay, but that's one person, one guy. Your own results don't prove anything. That's a sample size of one. And you know what? That's not a hater comment. That's a good comment because it's true. My scan by itself proves nothing about what'll happen to you. If I stood here and I told you it worked for me, so it'll work for you, I'd be doing the exact thing that I can't stand about this whole industry. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to tell you the honest version. Why it held for me, in my opinion, specifically, because the reasons are the whole point. My result wasn't about Retatrutide on its own. It was about three things that were true around the Retatrutide. Okay, one, I walked into this point, right, prior to the month when everything was good and stable before I got super stressed about the wedding. I'm already metabolically flexible, right? I've spent years rebuilding my fat burning machinery that we've just talked about. The gas pedal worked because I've already fixed it. If your metabolism is still stuck in storage mode, the same weeks for you will likely look completely different. Two, I was on the lowest effective dose, dialed in deliberately, not blasting it, not white knuckling a high dose and hoping. And three, and this is the big one, I wasn't guessing through my journey. Every variable that mattered was being managed on purpose. So take any one of those away and my scan results, they could be totally different. That's not me being modest, that's me being accurate. Now the other comment that I always get, you'll lose muscle on Retatrutide like you do on all of them. And I'm not going to wave that away because it's a real risk. On every GLP-1 in this medication, I don't think Retatrutide gives you any more potent muscle retention than the other ones. So when you lose weight fast, some of it can come from muscle if you're not protecting it. But here's the nuance that matters. On Retatrutide, what we see in our clinic is that more of the loss comes from fat without a disproportionate hit to muscle. And notice that I said disproportionate, not that it preserves your muscle on its own. The drug helps to protect it, but it doesn't finish the job. What protects your muscle is you. Enough protein, we have patients target 1 gram per pound of their goal body weight and lifting something heavy 3 times a week. And I want you to notice something about that sentence. Not one piece of it came out of the syringe. That's the part that a person has to be walked through. And that's exactly what we do with our patients. We don't hand somebody a prescription and say, good luck. Now, if you want me to make a full video breaking down exactly how we help patients hold onto their muscle while they're losing fat on these medications, the protein targets, the training, all of it, let me know in the comments and that'll be one of the next upcoming videos. Okay, so this brings me to the fear underneath all of the other fears. Everybody regains the weight loss on these medications eventually afterwards, right? Now, a lot of people do, that part's true, but not because the drug stops working, because they treated the drug as the plan instead of the one tool inside the plan. They never built the metabolic flexibility. They never protected the muscle. They never dialed in their dose. So the day that they stop or the day that their life becomes super stressed for an entire month like mine, there was nothing underneath holding it up. My scan results, my fat loss held because of what I built around the drug. And then the drug helped. The fat burning machinery, the muscle, the right dose, it was all on purpose. And here's the honest truth. You can build those things on your own. People do that, but it's a lot of moving parts to get right at the same time. And getting them wrong is how people end up in that weight regain story that they were so afraid of to begin with. And that's the entire reason that our practice exists. The medical team handles the prescription. That's their lane. My job and my coaches, it's the part the medication physically can't do for you. building all those conditions around it so that your results holds through the bad weeks, not just the easy ones. That's not a bonus that we offer. That's the thing. It's what we do with our patients every single day. So the real question isn't, did it work for Dr. Jones? It's what would it actually take to make it hold for you? Now let me walk you through that because it's more doable than you might think. So let's get concrete. What's the difference between a body that holds and one that doesn't? And it comes down to a single shift in how you think about the medication. See, most people use a GLP-1 like Retatrutide as the thing that does the weight loss. And I want you to start seeing it as the thing that buys you the window of opportunity, like I like to say, the window of opportunity, as I say, to build everything else. The drug mobilizes the fat. It keeps the gas pedal pressed. That part, it genuinely does well. But holding the result, that's built from three things the drug can't touch: the metabolic flexibility underneath it, the muscle that you protect on top of it, and the dose dialed to the lowest amount that you need that still works. So here's the line that I want you to walk away with. My scan didn't hold because of what was in the syringe. It held because everything that I built around it. And that part, every bit of it, it's reproducible. It's just not in the vial. So sit with that for a second because it's the opposite of scary. It means the thing that you're most afraid of isn't regaining all of your weight the second that life gets hard. It isn't your destiny. It's just a gap in what got built around the medication. So ask yourself honestly, right now, are you running the drug as your plan, or do you have three other pieces that you're building underneath it? Because that one answer is the difference between a result that holds and results that get borrowed. And I'll tell you where this goes because it's the part that nobody's afraid of once they understand it. The goal was never to ride those high doses forever. And in my experience, coaching so many patients, once the machinery was built underneath, most people need a fraction of the dose. They settle onto a microdose in the future to maintain, and I mean a true microdose, a small amount well below normal starting doses, just enough to keep things humming. That's the end goal that I want for you, not dependence on the drug, what I call metabolic independence. A body that does the heavy lifting on its own with the medication as a light touch in the background. That's the version of this where you stop being afraid of the next vacation, the next stressful stretch, the next wedding, maybe some kids, because the result isn't borrowed anymore. It's yours. Now, before I let you go, I want to hear from you on this one. Let me know in the comments and tell me the moment that you're most scared of. Is it your upcoming vacation, holidays, the stressful stretch where some part of you is sure that the weight's going to come back? Because I read every single comment, and the most common ones they end up becoming full videos. So if you're sitting there realizing that you've got the drug, but none of the foundation underneath it, that's not a failure. That's just the part that nobody set up for you yet, which is exactly what I want to talk to you about. So here's what I'll leave you with. If you're on Retatrutide or any other GLP-1 and you've got the prescription, but none of the stuff underneath it, the metabolic flexibility, the muscle, the right dose dialed in, and the fear of regaining it all sitting in the back of your mind every time life gets busy, that's the exact problem that our team is set up to help you solve. Just text the number on the screen, guys, or check out the link in the description if you want to explore that. And you'll get a chance to book a free discovery call with one of our patient educators. They're going to get to know your story, where you're at right now, what you've already tried, and what you actually want this to look like a year from now. It's a real conversation, and it'll give you a feel for what it's like to work with me, my coaches, our medical team, the whole shebang. The people who handle the prescription side of it, while me and my coaches help you build everything around it. And then they're going to walk through programs and pricing so that you can see exactly what it would look like to finally get the results that hold, not just through the easy weeks, but through the weddings, the vacations, the every off-kilter stretch that life is going to throw at you. Now, I already know what some of you are thinking right now. Okay, Dr. Jones, that's great, but how do I find my right dose? And how do I know when to drop it? Now, I made an entire video walking through exactly just that, when to raise your dose, when to lower it. It's on that screen right now. Check it out, guys. We'll see you later.